Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever in the world you are. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and welcome to your latest Nottingham Forest transfer news. And it is nicely bubbling up as there is a lot of talk about a lot of players who may be coming in as well as out of Nottingham Forest. In today's video, we are going to give you some updates on some of the big boy links that you guys have been asking for, the likes of Gakpo and Aouar, as well as discussing further the centre-back crisis, if you would like to look at it like that. We will cover that off, and as well as a couple of outgoings from Nottingham Forest. Before we get into all of it, guys, if you would be kind enough to hit the like button for the video, really does help in terms of the ranking, as well as subscribing to the channel if you are new. And if you want now, you can even leave super thanks on the video as a contribution towards the channel. With all that said, let's get into today's news, and I feel like it's going to be a busy week at the City Ground. Alright, so let's start the news with the big boys, and Gakpo is on the lips of most Forest fans and what is going on with him. Now, we've talked a lot about dominoes and how dominoes needed to fall, and so far so good. First domino fell, they went out of the Champions League. Second domino has fallen nicely as Man United got ripped off by Ajax for Anthony. Now the third domino is, does he or does he not want to leave PSV? As I said to you after the Champions League loss, it is very likely that he would want to move to the Premier League, as his second main option, if not playing in the Champions League, would be the Premier League. Now, development today is that Southampton have made a bid for 21 million for Gakpo, and that has been rejected. PSV, now that Man U are out of the equation, have lowered their asking price from 50 million down to 25 million. So, what's weird about this one is that Forest have already submitted a 25 million bid back in the day for him, well, a couple of weeks ago. And it's the only official bid that was put forward for Gakpo until this Southampton one now. So, are Forest going to go in for Gakpo? That is the question for Nottingham Forest. I'm not convinced. I just don't know if there's enough momentum behind this one for Forest to go into it. I would beg them to. For 25 million, this guy is quoted as being the next Henry, so to speak. And I've seen a lot of him, and I have been impressed with what I've seen. But I want to know down below, guys, do you want to see Gakpo at Nottingham Forest? I think he will bring a balance to our team like we've not seen for a long time. If you were to now change the formation to a 4-2-3-1, put MG Dub in the middle, Brennan on the right, Gakpo on the left, and then you can play whoever you want up front. And then you're looking at the depth in the squad with Owoni, Dennis, Lingard, etc. It's getting better and better. So for me, not only would he be a great addition to Forest, he could be a game changer. I will keep you posted. This one may go down to the wire. But as of this second, no new bid has been put in from Nottingham Forest. But if it is true and the 25 mil was bidded a couple of weeks ago, that would now be enough to get this one over the line. Forest, that check you wrote for Gakpo, just change the date, put down today's date, and get it over to PSV. But let me know down below, guys, are you interested in him? Moving on to big name number 2, Houssem Aouar. This is the guy I've been inundated with questions about, and let me give you the update as promised on him. He will be leaving Lyon this season. There's no two ways about it. But Forest still are not pulling the trigger on him, and I don't understand why. It's 15 million euros. Forest, you've got the terms agreed. My problem is this sleeping giant is being awoken up with the likes of Fulham now trying to hijack this deal from Nottingham Forest. We needed to have sealed this deal a week ago. It's a no-brainer, and for me is still a no-brainer. But he will be leaving Lyon this window because he has 1 year left on his contract. Come January, he can talk to any club he wants free of charge as well. Now, is this being built in some of the thinking from Forest and maybe a few others about we've got enough depth in the squad currently Maybe we can pick him up in January on a free, chuck an extra zero on the wages, so to speak, and then bring him over the line more towards the end of Jesse Lingard's terrain at Forest, because it's quite likely Lingard will only be there for a year or so. So I don't know if that's the thinking behind it. But either way, I think it's too big a risk to take to wait till January, where you'll get other clubs sniffing in and ready, and even more ready, should I say, to take a punt on a player of this quality. Forest, again, him, Gakpo, a couple of centre backs. We are done and we are ready to turn some heads in the Premier League. Guys, do you still want Aouar? I feel like in the fan base it's a bit more split currently, but I still think there's a slight favoritism towards him rather than against him. I'd be intrigued to know your thoughts. Let me know down below. So today's really going to be about a progressive amount of deals that are on the cards but haven't really moved. But guys, we've only got, 48 hours before the window slams shut. These players we're talking about now are the ones going to be who are going to be on the agenda this week. So this will keep you as up to date as possible. Should I say, we will keep you as up to date as possible. So make sure you're subscribed and tuned in, and follow me on Twitter as well. It's Wolverine8125, where I'll be giving you all the news minute by minute as it breaks. Let's move on to our next story. I'm sorry to do this, guys. I really am. But the next name we need to talk about is Bakayoko. And yes, it is today, and we are talking about him. This isn't freaking suddenly Back to the Future, and we're going back a couple of weeks. There are rumours linking him back again to Nottingham Forest, with the loan deal really being looked to be suppressed from AC Milan as they want to terminate that. I don't think I believe these stories at all. I just don't see the logic in bringing him in an area we're already inundated with talents. I just think he's way past it, and he's just not what we need right now. I don't think he's what a lot of clubs would be looking at right now. So for me, this is paper talk. Maybe his agent's trying to push a deal for him, because it's clear to see AC Milan are doing what they can to kill off that loan deal. So I'm not giving this one much credit, but this is the craziest transfer window we have ever seen in my living life, as well as I suppose any of you guys who may be older than me. But I can't see Bakayoko ending up at Forest this window. If you do, let me know down below and let me know why. Okay, let's move this on to Wily Boly, who I don't really want to talk about, because I'm sure I've made clear over the last few days that I'm not interested in him. Unfortunately, it's looking like that we will be interested in him, as I mentioned yesterday. What I want to bring to the attention is the whole thing about him missing out completely on their last match day when being named into the squad. And for me, this isn't the kind of player we need. If his attitude is going to be like that at the age of 30, 31, whatever he is now, I mean, why? What does he think he is? Freaking Messi or something, that he can demand to force a move for, only one club interested in him. So I don't like the attitude he's coming with. I don't think he fits the ethos and the characterization that we're looking at and molding at Nottingham Forest. So I'm not for this one, and hopefully at some point this will collapse. Now, sometimes my moaning and whining does work, because I'd like to think I had some say with Mope. I'm joking before you go crazy in the comments. But for me, this is like another Mope. I just don't want to see it, and I don't want it to happen. What I do want to see is some of the free signings that are available. We need to be hijacking Leicester deals right now, because Leicester have shortlisted, and I hate to say it, some good names for centre-backs to replace their Fofana. People like Digne, who may not be a world beater in terms of defender, but he's better than the current three we've got at the moment, and he's on a free. And I love his dreadlocks, and he looks cool. We should bring him in. But on a footballing side, he is a good defender. I would love to see Lacroix. Lacroix would be my number one choice at 17 million. Shout out to, I think, Russell, who brought it to my attention that he's available on the market currently. Why not go for him? He is the profile player we need. Strong, young, plays in the Bundesliga for Wolfsburg. He fits the mold, very similar to Nia Kata as well. And the other one I would be very, very interested in is Ndicka, who I think is a quality player. There are a few others that we could be looking at. Akanji has been linked with Leicester as well. I think he's a great player. A little bit shorter than I would like, but overall a solid defender, again, available. These are the options that I think would be better than Wily Boly. However, it feels to me like Forest are currently looking for Premier League experience, when I would remind them to look at what they bought in terms of Niakata and the quality he has already brought. Unfortunately, as we all know, he is injured, but that's the kind of quality that is hidden in the Bundesliga, especially when it comes to defenders, and especially when it comes to French defenders as well in the Bundesliga, like Ndicka as an example, and Lacroix. So, guys, if you're watching Coops, Dame, Greek Father, please listen to what I'm saying. Trust me on this one. You won't regret it. If you want any of those defenders that I've just mentioned, let me know, or leave a like on the video. But more importantly, if you don't, I would like to know who you do want to see in at centre back. I would go further and say we need two of those. Lacroix and Ndicka, perfect. Put them alongside Niakata, and we've just built a hell of a wall around Nottingham Castle right there. Overall, just to finish off on the video, like I said, it's very, not rumoryville today, but it's bubbling. Bubbling would be the word I would use to describe a lot of what's happening in the transfer market. But for me, 4 signings completes the team. Gakpo, Aouar, Ndicka, Lacroix, or Digne in for one of those two. We're done. We're ready. We're going to destroy the Premier League. Let me know if you agree with those 4, or do you have another few in mind? Some are saying another striker. I'm thinking we'll be okay. Just let them get their shooting boots tied up a little better. Maybe a double knot in the laces, and we will be absolutely fine. Finally, as well, just to mention before we end the video, my boy Alex Mighten has gone and joined Sheffield Wednesday on a loan deal. I think this is a good deal for him. I probably would have still preferred him to go to Hearts to get in that real gritty league and learn to become, a real man up there in the beautiful country that is in Scotland. But Sheffield Wednesday is a good, prestigious club, and I'm sure he will absolutely have those fans on the edge of the seat. And I look forward to him coming back in a year's time as a better player. Guys, we will wrap it up there. If anything else breaks, we will bring it to you today. So make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. So go ahead, quickly do it now before you go. Give the video a quick like, subscribe if you're new, and be a member. It's 99p and you'll get all the Forest emojis. On top of all of that, we will have a match preview tonight for you for Man City against Nottingham Forest. And I will be telling you how Forest will win the game. Yes, will win the game. So, keep tuned for that. That'll be out this evening. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you later on. And come on, you Reds.